Hey cycling community, this is Steve Grusis, the Cycling Greek. It's been 2 weeks since I first got sick after my race. This is my first ride where I'm feeling good. I don't have that hacking cough and I don't have that sinus thing going on. 2 of the 3 others that I'm riding with are teammates. One I trade places with as being the better climber, and he's definitely the better climber right now, and the other is always the better climber. The third rider in this group is a former local pro from the old Nutrifig team. Even though I knew I was going to be riding better today, riding with these guys can still make me look like I'm riding sick. It was important for me to get a good warm-up for this 2-hour ride. Even though I rode 15 minutes to get to the start, that is not always the complete warm-up for me now that I'm getting older and having experienced that AFib incident about 11 months ago. Not only do I have to ensure that all my muscle cells are sufficiently activated for the workload that I'm asking them to do, I also have to overwhelm the small amount of beta blocker that I take that interferes with the receptor sites used by the adrenaline response to increase my heart rate so that I can increase my heart rate. Once I'm able to warm up sufficiently, I then have to contend with the strong riders in the group that I'm with. These guys are so strong that a number of times during this ride, they take me to my true edge, which is what this video is about. The decision point. I am fast approaching that decision point on this section called bubblegum. Bubblegum got its name years back before the road was redone. Back then in the summer, it seemed sticky on this low-grade 1-mile climb. It would literally feel like you were riding through bubblegum. As we start off on the initial slope of 4%, the balance of bubblegum is at 1 to 3% grade. The first decision point will soon be coming up for me on this ride. Note the data in the upper left-hand corner, particularly the heart rate and the power. During the previous week and a half when I was riding semi-sick, my heart rate would top out around 148 before I'd go into redline and get dropped. On this ride, it seemed to be around mid-150s. I am slowly getting taxed right now. Things are just getting harder. I'm just concentrating on the wheel in front of me. I have the whole snot coming out of the nose thing and just dripping down the face. It is getting so hard that I could easily justifiably get dropped without shame. Or could I? I still have 1 heartbeat left. That means I can hang on just a little bit longer. That means I can use all the tricks that I know to even hang on longer than that. That means I may be able to survive this. That also means that the adaptations my body will make from not getting dropped at that decision point will be far greater than what they would be if I decided to drop off. So what are those adaptations? Being able to increase the oxygen going to your muscle cells. Being able to increase the pathways for waste material coming from those muscle cells. Being able to increase the enzymes that prevent the increase of lactic acid production. Being able to increase the enzymes to deal with the negative effects of that increased lactic acid production. Being able to sustain a higher heart rate for a longer period of time. Essentially, being able to go longer, faster. My next decision point came a few miles later, soon after I pulled off a 4-minute plus climb that I did, ranging from 4 to 7%. I sustained between 280 and 420 watts and in the low 150s for my heart rate, and that's pretty high to sustain for an old guy like me. I wanted to go fast enough where the riders in back of me were content with my speed, so they didn't want to jump ahead of me and then put me in stress even more. When what was left of the group came around me, it was still in the climb and I was on the edge. The decision point was growing nigh. Again, I have the whole snot in the face thing. I'm breathing so hard that the rider in the very front can hear me. If you look at our positioning, we are spread out. Not only do I have to increase my speed to get up to the wheel in front of me, but with him having to get up to the wheel in front of him, I'm going to have to maintain that speed. During the discussion at the previous decision point where I talked about the benefits of having that yes I can hang on decision, let's now talk about what you can do to hang on for as long as you can. Even though we're riding uphill, I tuck in as best as I can. Now you'll notice up ahead, Kevin up there is not pulling off. He's just taking a look to see what's going on before he puts the hurt on us again. He's probably thinking, I haven't dropped this old guy yet. Just wait. I also am riding the fine line between aerobic and anaerobic death. So you'll notice on my cadence sometimes it approaches 90 and sometimes it's below 80. When I'm doing the higher cadence and I'm about to redline, I'll switch to a lower cadence and I'll do that until my legs start to bog down and I got to go back to the higher cadence. Sometimes I'm able to survive to the top doing that, and sometimes I'm not. Related to that, just to give my legs a break, I would sometimes stand. That would put the emphasis on a different set of muscles, and again would make me last a little bit longer. Pretty much the last little trick that I have is to stay relaxed. In this situation, it means only using those muscles that will propel you forward. No death grip on the handlebars, no tightening of the shoulders, and no locking your jaw. Any muscles that you use that are not going to be used to propel you forward are going to be taking up oxygen and energy to maintain. Since I'm a heartbeat or two away from true failure, every little bit helps. The decision point basically is the difference between giving up and giving out. Giving up is not allowed, and giving out, you've truly gone over the edge. As we hit the wall on the final climb to our turnaround point, the wattage goes up, but my heart rate does not follow at the same pace. My body gives out. I hope you got something out of this video. Remember, comment, like, subscribe, and share this, The Cycling Greek.